Well, yesterday, the French maritime minister confirmed that France is going to stick to this deadline. And if the UK hasn't granted all of these outstanding fishing licenses by the end of today, then France will ask the European Commission to take legal action against the UK. Now, a spokesperson for the European Commission just now here at the Commission headquarters said that essentially they're waiting to see what France will decide to do here. And if France does request that this mechanism is triggered, then the Commission will take action in accordance with the terms of the Brexit Treaty. So that involves legal action, and it could actually involve retaliatory action, but the Commission doesn't want to speculate now about exactly where this will lead or what kind of time frame we're talking about here. We are, as you mentioned, talking about a pretty small number of boats, and the difficulty here is France is demanding that all of the licenses that are owed need to be granted by the end of today, but the UK disputes what licenses are owed because the UK says they'll only look at GPS data for determining if a fishing vessel was already fishing in British waters before Brexit, which is the conditions under which they must grant a fishing license under the Brexit deal. Now, lots of small boats don't have that digital information. They just have paper logs of where they've been fishing, and the UK has been resisting accepting those paper logs. Now, France says there's about 98 fishing licenses that still need to be granted. It's unclear what the number is. It's really been unclear for a very long time, but it does look that this situation is unlikely to get resolved because the UK is saying that they're not working toward this deadline, that they don't recognize this deadline at the end of today.
Yeah, and for a while now in this row, there's been a lot of finger pointing between Britain and France. Now, with this threat of legal action, it feels like the stakes have been risen. Is this situation as intractable as it seems?
I think I've lost the audio connection, but in terms of the context that this all comes in, I mean, the truth is that in the past days, there have been fishing licenses granted by the UK. This has been moving in a positive direction, but if you hear from the French and British governments, it doesn't sound that way, and that shows just how political this issue has become, because on both sides, it's not really in their interest to have this issue go away. For France, it's very important that the EU stands up to the UK here, because this is kind of an opening salvo among many disputes in this post-Brexit relationship. And the concern is that if you let the UK not honor its treaty obligations now, then that's going to set a precedent for future things, including the Northern Ireland Protocol, which they're having a much larger dispute about. But of course, the risk here is if this legal action is triggered, it's going to kind of start a snowball effect, and then the Commission, which has held off taking legal action about the UK's violations of what it agreed to in terms of the Northern Ireland border, that could open the floodgates to all kinds of legal challenges, and then you're in a very, very messy diplomatic situation. So this is being closely watched, not because it has a big economic effect on either country by any means. It's, again, a very small number of boats we're talking about here, but this is very much about precedent and politics.
All right. Thank you very much, Dave. Dave Keating reporting from Brussels.